Hi, TransByDef. This is Christine, and today is Sunday, and I'm your host. Our topic this week is derogatory terms and how we feel about them. Since nobody's going to say that we think derogatory terms are a good thing, let's put off how I feel about them just a little bit. Let's just go through some of the terms. He, she, sissy, shim, girly boy or man. Bitch, tranny, fag, faggot, cunt. Those are some of the names that they might use. Obviously, those aren't nice things to say. Not all of the words affect me the same way. If I'm called a cunt or a bitch, at least they gendered me correctly. It's almost like, okay. He, she, or shim, those are really mean terms towards me. I don't know, people don't usually say these things towards me. I've had them say things about me behind my back that I found out about. My ex-wife has said some of the words, but she's laid off it in recent months, maybe at least for a month and a half or so. Sometimes she'll gender me incorrectly. But probably half the time she genders me correctly, and I don't think it's malicious anymore. I think she just gets it jumbled. I think the real issue, it's not so much words that people call you, but what they mean behind those words. The vehement hatred sometimes that could be there. Or just the complete rejection of who you are. It makes me sad, and it hurts my feelings a little. But the truth is, when I transitioned, I kind of knew that was coming. That there would be people that hate me just because of who I am, and just because they now know who I am. And I lost friends, or I feel like I've lost friends. I had people drop me off of Facebook, and they don't want to talk to me anymore. I've had people that didn't drop me off of Facebook, but then talked about me behind my back. What the hell? Dude, yeah, I've lost friends just because I transitioned, and that hurts. That stings every time you lose a friend, every time you realize that somebody that you care about no longer cares about you. And that's something we know we have to deal with when we transition. We knew it's going to happen. And sometimes the pain of that is what drives people to suicide. Society's just cruel. And there's no way around it. There are some people that are just not worth your time, and you just have to go, okay, so much for you. I enjoy my new life much more than I did before, but I'm still this is still my life. My life is just sort of normal now, and it's like it is what it is, and I just go about it. And sometimes that means I'm frustrated because my kids are doing something or not doing something, or you just go about your life after you've transitioned, and It's just a normal life. I, I'm not. I'm not a sissy. I'm just me. You know, would you call me a sissy if I was just a cis-born woman? Or is it just because I had a penis when I was born? Really? You want to call me names because of that? Okay, you're an idiot. That's really what it comes down to. I just don't care about those people. If they're going to call me names, it doesn't affect me. I mean, it probably affects me a little. You know, it hurt me when the pastor of one of the local churches told me that I was worse than a murderer. Worse than a murderer? Really? What am I doing to hurt anyone? I'm just trying to be me. But there he was. You're worse than a murderer. Because at least a murderer will repent from their sins. Really? Sinner. That's another name. Telling the truth. A sin. Not in God's book. So many of us get driven out of the faith because of idiots. The same idiots that would call people these names. Really. I mean, many of them are the same people. And there's no way that I'm going to let some small-minded bigot destroy my self-worth and self-esteem when I'm actually taking steps to fix myself, to become who I was always supposed to be. And it really doesn't matter who that person is. I've lost my wife. It sucked. It still sucks. It's still going on. You know, it would have hurt like hell if I had lost my kids, but I didn't lose my kids. And for what it's worth, I think in the end my wife will end up a friend. Maybe a bitter friend at times, but a friend. Anyone else who calls themselves my friends but would call me these names, they're not my friend. Strangers who don't know me, they don't know me, so who gives a shit? Sorry. I can easily write people off because there's 6 billion people in the world and a lot of them are idiots. A lot of them are mean and cruel. A lot of them are filled with hatred and bitterness and jealousy and rage. I'm not gonna be. So, what do I think of the terms? I think they're terms that are used by small-minded people. People that have nothing better to do than to try to reach out and hurt someone else. And that's really sad. I feel bad for them. But not bad enough to care. Have a good week.